All right, we are back with week 2 of our Christmas series, Christmas Remixed. And last week we talked about the Relient K song, I Celebrate the Day. And what we talked about was the story of Jesus coming to earth should always lead us to worship and celebration. Well, today I've got another song for you. It's called Hope Has a Name. It was written by Passion and released just a couple weeks ago, and when I saw it, the name instantly caught my attention. Hope Has a Name. It's pretty good. And I'll let you in on a little bit of a spoiler here. Hope's name is Jesus. Jesus is the thing that brings us hope. That's not the end. We're not stopping. We're going to continue to dig deeper. We're not going to settle for surface level answers. So let's start by talking about hope. Hope is a feeling of expectation. Hope is looking forward to something that is ahead, that's coming in the future. It's what allows us to get through the tough times. Hope is going through finals and projects and stuff at school those last couple weeks. Hope is knowing that Christmas break is coming. I don't know about you, but I could use a little bit of hope right now. Our world seems completely devoid and empty when it comes to hope. There's no hope anywhere. It seems dark and dreary. And so the question I have is how on earth am I supposed to have hope at a time like this? John 1:5 describes Jesus, hope personified, like this. John 1:5 says, "The light shines in the darkness." Jesus was in the darkness, but the darkness has not overcome it. Jesus is light in a dark place. Hope is light in a dark place. It's the thing that allows us to get through the tough times. And no matter how tough things get, the light is never overcome. A light that will never go out and will never be overcome by the darkness, that is an image of hope. And that's where the premise of this song comes from. Hope has a name, and that name is Jesus. And Jesus came into this dark world, but remained a beacon of light. He was not overcome by the darkness. And his light gives us hope that we are not alone, that we're not stuck, that this is not the end. That someday we'll be free from the hurt and pain and darkness and evil of this world. The song also gives another name for Jesus. It says Emmanuel. Emmanuel is a Hebrew word that means God with us. And like we talked about last week, Jesus is God putting on flesh and walking amongst us. Jesus is God in human form. The name Emmanuel shows up all the way back in Isaiah 7, a long time before the angels appear to Mary in Matthew 1 and say, "You will name your child Emmanuel." This plan has been in motion for a long time. Emmanuel, God's plan was always to be with us. And that should bring us hope, right? Knowing that no matter how lonely we may feel at the moment, we're never truly alone because God came to be with us. Emmanuel. I think that's such a cool name, and it points to some big stuff happening. You know, God's king is here. God's kingdom starts now. But this new kingdom, it's different. God's kingdom is different. We don't have a cold, emotionless, detached king. No. Instead, we have a king who is intensely personal. A king who cares for us. A king who loves us. A king who didn't come for the people that have it all together. In Mark 2:17, Jesus tells entire crowds of people, he says, I didn't come for the people who have it all together. I came for the sick and the hurting and the broken. Matthew 11:28-30, Jesus opens up an invitation. He says, if you are weary, if you are burdened, if you are tired, come to me and I will give you rest. Jesus didn't come for the people who have it together. He didn't come for the wealthy and the healthy and the powerful. Jesus came for the completely broken. Knowing that also gives us hope. Jesus came for me. We have a king who cares for us. He loves us. There's hope. We have a king who loves us. And hope is a theme that runs all throughout this song, but it's also a theme that runs all throughout the gospel. It's in a dark and lonely and grueling world that God sent a king to be a beacon of unending light in the darkness. To send us a king who is with us. To send us a king who cares for us. And no matter how dark things may get, we can have hope. We can keep going. Our King has come to set us free, just like this song says. Jesus came to fix this broken world. He came to make everything right again. He came to usher in this new kingdom of God. No longer are we subject to the brokenness of this world, but we can look forward with hope to God's kingdom that is both here now and yet to come. Hope does, in fact, have a name. That name is Jesus. And that name is Emmanuel. That name is Christ, the King. The light that the darkness could never overcome.